Ah, the Game Boy. One of, if not the most iconic handhelds to ever be released. With a massive library of games such as Tetris, Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, this little dot matrix device provided hours of fun to people all across the world. I was fortunate enough to receive my cousin's childhood Game Boy recently, and I'm glad that I did because prices are a little... yeah, they're a little crazy right now. So in today's video, we're going to be disassembling and cleaning his Game Boy, hopefully getting it looking brand new again. Just a quick disclaimer, I am not a professional. It's actually my first time doing something like this. I would not follow this video as a tutorial, I just thought it'd be fun to record the process. We're not going to be doing any mods to the Game Boy today, which means no IPS screen or rechargeable battery kit or anything like that. The only thing that we are doing today is cleaning the Game Boy. I also will not be providing commentary the whole time. I'll be popping in each section, describing what I'm about to do. The first and easiest thing is to see if the system powers on. After popping in some batteries, we can see that we're getting no power. So next thing we're going to do is to open up the Game Boy and see what might be causing that. And you can see it's quite dirty on the inside with some corrosion on the battery terminals. We'll be using a Y-wing screwdriver to get the Game Boy open, and this whole process is going to be taking out all the internals such as the motherboard and screen and battery terminals. So as you can see, this Game Boy has seen better days, lots of dirt on the buttons and the outer and inner shell. So we're going to fill up the sink with some hot water and dish soap, put the pieces in there, let it soak for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then thoroughly clean it with your girlfriend's toothbrush. So after we give the shell, buttons, and rubber membrane pieces a good cleaning, we're going to move them back to our workstation to dry off while we work on the internals. Using 91% or higher isopropyl alcohol and your girlfriend's other toothbrush, you're going to be cleaning the circuit boards, removing any dirt off of those as well. Just a heads up, if you don't want to make the same mistake I did, using alcohol on that serial number on the metal will remove it. It's not that big of a deal, but I would have liked to keep it on there. I tried using isopropyl alcohol and Goo Gone to try and get this old glue off the shell, but it is over 30 years old and it did not want to work with me. So we will be covering this in another video, trying to get that glue off and putting the new lens on. With everything being cleaned up now, the next thing that I wanted to try was to do a partial reassembly to see if we are getting power. We'll be using the back shell, the motherboard, the battery terminals, and the screen. So I pulled out my multimeter to see if there was voltage going through all the battery terminals, and there was one that was receiving 0 volts. So we're going to take the system apart again and see if we can figure out why that's happening. I didn't do this before because I didn't think the corrosion was that bad, but as we can see, it's pretty bad. So we're going to take out the battery terminals and soak them in some distilled white vinegar, and also use a Q-tip to clean off the battery terminals that are connected to the motherboard. And another disclaimer, don't be stupid like me, make sure to wear some nitrile gloves while doing this process. You don't want that chemical reaction of the vinegar and the corrosion to get on your skin. With the battery terminals looking much better, we do another partial reassembly, and we can see on the multimeter that we're still getting 0 volts on that battery terminal. Thinking that the issue was a little bit outside of my area of expertise, I just wanted to do a full reassembly of the Game Boy. With everything being fully reassembled, I will say the Game Boy does look much better than it did. However, I was feeling pretty disappointed that we weren't able to get the Game Boy working, and I just wanted to put it off to the side to hopefully fix it another day. That was until this happened. What? On a whim, I wanted to see if the Game Boy would power on after I reassemble it, and to my surprise, it did. The power LED shined bright, and I heard the classic. Being overrun with excitement, I scrambled to find my copy of Pokemon Yellow, popped it in, and it booted right up. No way. No way this thing. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure why the system powered on. I'm going to take a wild guess that whenever I was doing a partial reassembly to see if it was working again, that I just didn't do it correctly, and fully reassembling it fixed whatever mistake I was making. Showing a little before and after, we can see that this Game Boy is looking much better than it did. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I'm glad that we were able to get it working again. Now there is a process that I can do called retro brighting if I wanted to make the Game Boy look like it just came out of the box. But honestly, the yellowing wasn't that bad, and I wanted to leave some wear and tear behind to preserve some of those memories that my cousin had with his Game Boy. As you can see, there are some vertical lines going across the screen, but fixing that plus the new lens that we're going to install, I'm going to save for another video. Thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun project to do. While I'll be keeping this Game Boy how it is, hopefully in the future we can pick up some more that we can revive and maybe do some mods to, such as the IPS screen I was talking about earlier. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.